there, and welcome to my YouTube channel 24/7 Crochet. I'm Jenny. Today I'm actually looking really much forward to teach you how to do a mosaic pattern. Like this one, for example, it's a big blanket I made. It's actually my first mosaic blanket, and I absolutely, I'm so proud of it because it just looks amazing, and you can have a lot of fun with the colors. And I will also teach you how to make this super great border, because when you do mosaic you will get a lot of loose ends at the end. So instead of using a lot of time to weave in the loose ends, we will actually hide them inside this great border. So we will start with a 4.5 millimeter hook, and I've chosen two different colors for this tutorial. So I recommend you to just start with making a swatch. Let's just make a small swatch together, just to get a hang of it. And then so let's do a small swatch together, and then we will do the border together, and then you know for sure that you know how to do this before you start with a bigger project. So this pattern is with 6 stitches. So when you actually make your blankets, you will have to make sure that it's 6 stitches times 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the length. And you will need some additional chains because we will do like a border chain on each side. So the first stitch and the last stitch will be a border stitch, and it will be covered up by the border. So let's say, for example, now that we will make a swatch together, I will do 6 times 3, which is 18, and then I will add 2 stitches for both ends for the border stitches. That turns into 20 stitches, and then I will make an extra one because that's kind of our turning stitch for the first round for the foundation chain. So for my swatch, I will do 3 times 6 plus 2 border stitches and the turning stitch or loop. So I will do 21 chains on my hook. So I recommend you to do the same. It will be easier for you to follow my tutorial. So let's do 21 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So I will just continue with the same color for the first row. So you can tell, like, you never kind of count the loop on your hook. And we will place single crochets. So we will start by placing a single crochet in here, in this loop. Not here, because this is where your loop comes up from. So this is the first loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We will finish every row with changing color. So, you know, we change color for every row. So you will do like a color A and color B. Okay? So to finish off this row, now you have 2 loops here. So you will just do an extra chain and cut your yarn. Just leave a nice piece of strand like this, cut it off, and then just pull through and tighten it, because this will not be visible anyways, it will be hidden inside the border. So this is a great way to secure the yarn. Okay, so this is the first row. Then we change color. In this case I will do my dark brown. So we start back at this end. So go, as this is the border stitch, you will go through both loops. So just pull the yarn through and then make a loop, or how do you say, a chain. And then, since this is the border stitch, we will go back into the same loop, pull through and do a single stitch. So this is not a part of the pattern, as the same as the last stitch will also not be a part of the pattern. Okay, so we don't count these. On this row 2, we will place a single crochet in every stitch, and you will go through both loops on the hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the last one is the border stitch. And remember, to finish off, we make an extra chain and we cut the yarn. Pull through and tighten the yarn so it is well secured. Okay, so it's time to change back to the lighter brown color, and we will start the fun. We will start making the pattern. So just enter your hook in this first loop, the first stitch. Grab the yarn and pull through. Make a chain and then another single crochet, like so. Okay, so this is row 3. So what we will do now is we will start by going down here, and we will make a double crochet. You yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You will now have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we will continue by placing 5 single crochets in the back loop before we will do another double crochet going down to row 2. And to make sure you don't do any increases while doing this, you will have to skip the stitch behind the double crochet. So now when I will continue, I will skip this one and I will continue with this one and back loop only. So we will do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it's time to place another double crochet. So you remember I told you that this pattern is in 6 stitches. It's the repetition of 6 stitches. So you remember this is the border stitch right here. So we don't count this one. So we started with a double crochet, 1, and then we did 5 single crochets. So in total it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. So we are back to start, so to speak. And you can tell this one is and belongs to this one. So the next stitch will be this one. So you yarn over, you go down to the row underneath, insert your hook, grab the yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you can now start to see the pattern, right? So you skip this stitch and you will start on the next stitch and you will place 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now it's time to do another double crochet. So you yarn over, we go down here, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we place another 5 single crochets in the back loop and we skip this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the border stitch, we will go insert our hook through both loops. And you place a single crochet through both loops and then you make another chain. We cut the yarn and you pull through and you tighten it and then it's very, very well secured. Isn't it nice? It's easy, eh? You just have to keep counting, you know, don't lose the count. Okay, so we are back to our darker color and we are now at row 4. So, as always, we start with placing a border stitch. So we'll just grab the yarn and pull through, make a chain, and then a single crochet again in the same stitch. Now you remember at last row, after we made the border stitch, we made a double crochet. So now we kind of want it all to move forward, right? So now I will place a single stitch here and then we will do a double crochet here. And this is also one of the benefits of using 2 different colors, is that it's kind of easy to see where you should go down to pick up this loop from the previous 2 previous rows. You could of course do this in 1 color as well, just to, you know, to get the 3D effect. But anyways, this is a tutorial and we are doing a swatch together. So the best thing is actually to use 2 different colors. Okay, so back loop, single crochet, there. Then the next one will be a double crochet, like this, right? And then you will place another 5 single crochets, and the next double crochet will be here. We place another 5 single crochets, and the next double crochet will be here. So we will do this row together as well. Single crochets in back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we do a double crochet, skip this one, and we will do 5 single crochets in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we do the double crochet like this. And now you will have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 left, which you will do in the back loop. And then the last stitch is the border stitch. So you will go through both loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th is now the border stitch. So you will go through both loops, make an extra chain, cut the yarn, and secure by making it tighter, and you will get a nice knot. So you can really see, you know, it's starting to look like a really, really nice pattern. And honestly, this is it. This is it. So I will help you get started with the next row as well. And then we can all continue in our own pace. And I will meet you at the end of our swatch, and we will start creating the border together. The border is just excellent because it will cover up all these tails. All these tails will be covered up, so you don't have to weave in anything. It's awesome. Okay, so I made a border stitch, and now we will do 2 single crochets and then 2 single crochets, then we will do the double crochet, and then we will do 5 single crochets, and then we will do the double crochet again. So let's do a few more together. Okay, back loop only, single crochet, 1 and 2. We will do the double crochet, picking up the same color, skip this one, and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, the last single crochet should always be on top of the last double crochet. That's how you create this amazing pattern. Yarn over, go down, and insert your hook in the same color. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you have your next double crochet. And this is it. So I will continue to make the patch a little bit larger. You can make your patch the size you prefer, and then I will meet you at the end and we will do this awesome border together. So enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Okay, I needed to check in with you guys. I just want to make sure you don't get confused when you get to this row. You always have to think of the first and the last stitch as border stitches. So if you are unsure when to start placing the double crochet, you can count backwards, you know, like you know that the 5th single crochet is always on top of the double crochet. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so this is where you should place your double crochet on this new row. So you do a double crochet, you skip this one and you do the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Then you place another double crochet. So just keep counting and it will help you. So the same here, you know, this is the border stitch. So at the end of this row, you will place a single crochet on top of this double crochet and you will do the border stitch. And then you go back and start all over, and you know, then you will do the border stitch, single stitch, double crochet, single, 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 double. Okay, keep on going. I'll see you later. So my swatch is now done. At this side, you know, all the loose ends, the tails, they are already secured, so you don't need to worry about this end. At this end, on the other hand, it's all loose. So what I usually do is I just tie them together, because as you already know, they will be covered up in the border, inside the border, the edge. So just tie them like I do a double knot, 2 and 2 together. So you just go ahead and tie them all together. And you might also want to just drag a little bit, like pull, to make it, because they do tend to get a little bit shorter here, but you can just pull. And when you've done that, I recommend you to just make the yarn a little bit shorter, like so. So continue tying your loose ends and cut them a little bit shorter. Make sure that it's all tight and nice, and then we are ready to start with our border. Okay, so we are ready to start with our foundation border, and we will do this from the back side, not from the front, but from the back side. And you can more or less start anywhere you like. You just insert your hook, and then you grab another piece of yarn. I prefer to do a different color, especially for this tutorial, as it will be easier for you to see the yarn. So what we will do now is we will place slip stitches all the way around your work. You will place slip stitches, as we will use these later on to work with our border. So when you reach the corner, like here, you just continue as normal. You're not adding anything. Just make sure you actually get to place the last slip stitch in the last stitch here, like so. Then you turn your work. The yarn can be quite messy and annoying, but it's so worth it. So you continue to place your slip stitches, And you will get such a nice straight line later when you are continuing making your border. It will look so pretty. So you just go on, continue placing your slip stitches in every stitch all the way around, and we will meet again when we are back here. That's when we will continue with our double crochets. So we reach the end of our foundation row, and you will just place a last stitch here in the first stitch, just to kind of finish off. Now we will start building the border. So what you do is you start by chaining 2. This will count as your first double crochet. Then you will continue placing your hook here in the loop, this loop, the front loop, so to speak. Can be a little bit tricky. Oh, I forgot to grab some yarn. Here we are. And you make a double crochet, and you continue placing double crochet in the loop here, and you will very soon see that it will look super pretty. You will get really nice straight lines when doing it this way. So we are getting closer to the corner. You can tell this is the turn. So we have 1 and 2 more on this side before we will turn the work. So you place 2 more double crochets like so. And then before turning, we do 2 chains. And then you will continue placing your double crochets on this other side. It's not the easiest work, but again, it is so worth it. And this is, of course, a kind of border you can use on any kinds of blankets for the future. So it will have this little gap here, which will actually look very nice. So what I will do now, I will continue doing my double crochets in each and every stitch the whole way around, and then I will meet you again at the end of this row. At the end of this row, we will just connect by inserting the hook on the top of the first double crochet. So we insert your hook through both loops and just do a slip stitch. So we will like this border to be a little bit wider. So what we will do now is we will chain another 2 chains, and then you will actually continue to place another round of double crochets. But look how nice it looks. It's such a great border to make. So continue doing double crochets all the way around, and when you get into the corner, what I usually do is I do a double crochet. I don't stop here. I do another double crochet here, chain 2, and then I place a double crochet here. So you will get these nice corners. Okay, so continue doing your double crochets all the way around, and then I'll see you at the end. So now you have finished 2 rounds with double crochets, and you have these nice holes here in the corners. Looks really pretty. So now it's time to turn your work around. And what you will be doing now, it's a little bit harder, but it's absolutely doable. You can see this is why I wanted to use the other color, so it will be easier for you to see where to place your hook. Because now you will repeat exactly the same, but it might be a little bit harder because you need to get your hook into these loops. So what I usually do is I put my hook like this, but this is really up to you. You could also try to tweak them through like this. So I'll just start anywhere. I think I have to do it this way. This is what I'm used to. So you just grab the yarn like so, and to start with we make 2 double chains, which will count as our first double crochet, and you will just continue placing double crochets. And believe me, the loose ends, all these tails, they will really bother you, but just hang in there, it's so worth it. So continue placing double crochets in every stitch all the way around, and make 2 rounds of double crochets. And what happens is when you have 2 rounds of double crochets, they will meet up, and then like on this one, you will have 2 rows of double crochet from both sides, and I will show you how to connect them to kind of assemble or crochet them together, and then all these loose ends will be hidden. So just make sure that it's really tight and nice, and then you can also cut the ends a little bit shorter if you want to. So when you are at the last double crochet, you just insert your hook at the top of the first double crochet and you make a slip stitch like this. And now it's time to start putting it all together. And it's not very complicated. You will just place single crochets. So the only thing you need to pay attention to is that you are placing it in the same stitches, so like it won't be uneven, right? So it's actually quite okay if you put your fingers like this and you just count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you know which one to put together. So insert the hook into both loops and make a single crochet. Both loops, single crochet. Like so. And when you get to the corner, oh, there is actually one more here. Yeah, so when you get to the corner, oh, what am I doing? You make single crochets, and I actually place 3 single crochets in the corner, like this. And then you just continue and make sure the loose ends of the yarn is inside the border. Okay, and then you just continue to place your single crochets like so, and you will have like really beautiful corners. So you can just continue to do your single crochets. Remember to insert your hook through both loops on both sides, like so, and that's it. So this is the result of our little swatch that we made together. You can see how straight and nice the edges are. It's just beautiful. And also from the back side, actually. I also like the fact that it's a little bit thick. It gives this dimension, kind of. And I also think the corners turns out really nicely. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You will be addicted, believe me. Once you get started with this mosaic, oh gosh, and you know, the results, they turn out absolutely fantastic. I'm so in love with my mosaic blanket. I cannot tell you. I just love it, and the way you can play with colors. And I have to say, I also think the border is just, it's fun to do. It's a nice variation of stitches, and the fact that you don't have to weave in any tails. All the loose ends are hidden inside, and you also don't have to be afraid of your blanket to be broken by, be damaged by use, because you don't have any loose ends in the middle of the blanket that might go off. So it's such a amazingly beautiful blanket, and it's so versatile, and it's so solid, and you can really use it without being afraid to do damage. So if you have any questions, feel free to add a comment down below. And if you would like to learn more and see more of my projects, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you are happy with my tutorial. And I would love to hear from you. Okay, bye.